Good morning. Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is 3D geometry, okay, of class 12th, because of class 11th we have studied earlier and many formulas of class 12th we have studied there, okay. So first of all we will study what is direction cosines and direction ratios, okay. The first topic is, write down, the first topic is direction ratios and direction cosines, okay. सबसे पहले हम इनके बारे में पढ़ेंगे, डायरेक्शन रेशियोज एंड डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस के बारे में. तो डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस की बात करते हैं सबसे पहले. व्हाट आर डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस? सपोज हम बात करके चले कि हमारे पास एक 3D सिस्टम है. एज वी हैव अर्लियर स्टडीड इन क्लास 11, वी आर हैविंग अ 3D स्पेस. 3D स्पेस में हमारे पास कितनी एक्सिस है? 3 एक्सिस है, एक्स एक्सिस, वाई एक्सिस एंड जेड एक्सिस. तो ऑब्वियसली देयर आर 3 कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट आई एम टेकिंग, एक्स वाई जेड. लेट्स से एक्स वाई जेड. इफ अ पॉइंट इज कनेक्टेड फ्रॉम ओरिजिन, ओरिजिन से एक पॉइंट हमने कनेक्ट कर दिया, एक ओरिजिन से एक वेक्टर हमने कनेक्ट कर दिया, तो वो वेक्टर एक्स एक्सिस के रेस्पेक्ट में कुछ एंगल बना रहा होगा, वाई एक्सिस के रेस्पेक्ट में भी कुछ एंगल बना रहा होगा एंड जेड एक्सिस के रेस्पेक्ट में भी कुछ एंगल बना रहा होगा. इसका मतलब द वेक्टर इज मेकिंग सम एंगल विद एक्स एक्सिस, सम एंगल विद वाई एक्सिस एंड सम एंगल विद जेड एक्सिस, ओके. तो उस एंगल को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? जैसे कि हम बात करें, अगर कोई वेक्टर है हमारे पास, सपोज लेट अस सपोज आर वेक्टर, आर हमें दिया हुआ है एक्स आई कैप प्लस वाई जे कैप प्लस जेड के कैप. वी हैव स्टडीड अर्लियर वेक्टर क्या होता है. तो एक्स आई कैप प्लस वाई जे कैप प्लस जेड के कैप, वी आर हैविंग अ वेक्टर एंड इफ दिस वेक्टर इज मेकिंग some angle with x axis, some angle with y axis and some angle with z axis, then obviously let them name them. If this vector is making alpha angle with x axis, अगर ये x axis के साथ ये वाला वेक्टर कितना एंगल बना रहा है? अल्फा एंगल. If this vector is making beta angle with y axis, and if this vector is making gamma angle with z axis. So suppose this is your vector and this vector is making alpha angle with x axis, beta angle with y axis and gamma angle with z axis, and cosines of these angles, cosine of these angles is called direction cosine. यानी हमने क्या सीखा? हमने सीखा कि कोई भी वेक्टर स्पेस में, कोई भी वेक्टर एक्स एक्सिस के साथ, वाई एक्सिस के साथ और जेड एक्सिस के साथ रेस्पेक्टिवली अल्फा बीटा गामा एंगल बना रहा था, उन एंगल्स का कोसाइन वही आपका क्या होगा? डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस. तो कहने का मतलब एक्स एक्सिस के साथ कितना एंगल हो गया? कॉस अल्फा, वाई एक्सिस के साथ कॉस बीटा और जेड एक्सिस के साथ कॉस गामा. तो ये चीज हमारी क्या है? दीज आर कॉल्ड डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस. इनको हम क्या बोलते हैं? इनको हम बोलते हैं डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस. डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस को रिप्रेजेंट करने का एक तरीका और होता है L, M, N. ठीक है. अगर मैं बात करूं L की, तो L किसके बराबर होता है? L इज इक्वल टू कॉस अल्फा, M इज इक्वल टू कॉस बीटा एंड N इज इक्वल टू कॉस गामा. बात समझ में आई? तो L हमारा कॉस अल्फा के बराबर होगा, M हमारा कॉस बीटा होगा और N हमारा क्या होगा? कॉस गामा. तो डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस को हम L, M, N से भी रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. लेट्स स्टडी सम मोर थिंग्स. हम कुछ बातें जानते हैं. सबसे पहली बात, अगर हमें डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस ऑफ एक्स एक्सिस पता करने हैं, अगर हमें डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस ऑफ एक्स एक्सिस पता करने, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब जो आपका वेक्टर है वो कौन सी एक्सिस पे? इट इज ऑन एक्स एक्सिस. इफ इट इज ऑन एक्स एक्सिस देन वाई कोऑर्डिनेट और जेड, वाई एक्सिस और जेड एक्सिस के रेस्पेक्ट में वो कितना एंगल बना रहा है? 90-90. आप समझिए इस बात को. इफ अ वेक्टर इज ऑन एक्स एक्सिस देन अकॉर्डिंग टू द 3D स्पेस it is making 90 degree angle with y axis and also it is making 90 degree angle with z axis. So the cosines will be what? Cosine will be like this. अगर वो खुद x axis पे है तो x axis के साथ कितना एंगल बना रहा होगा? 0 डिग्री. तो it will become cos 0. Then if it is on x axis then what angle the vector is making with y axis? It is making 90 degree. So direction cosine will be cos 90 comma with z axis cos 90. So it will become 1 comma 0 comma 0. So someone asks you that what is the direction cosine of x axis, and it is 1 comma 0 comma 0. These are the basic things that you should know, because at the time we start the chapter and you don't know this type of things, then it will create a problem. Okay. Direction cosines of y-axis. What are the direction cosines of y-axis? If I talk about y-axis, then the vector is on y-axis. If the vector is on y-axis means what? It is making 90 degree angle with x-axis and it is making 90 degree angle with z-axis. Okay. And it is on y-axis means it is making 0 degree angle with y-axis. So it will become what? 0, 1, 0. Here cos 90, that is 0. Cos 0 is 1 and cos 90 is 0. Third point is direction cosines of z-axis. What is the direction cosines of that axis? That will become 0, 0, 1. Because if the vector is on z-axis, then it will be making 90 degree angle with x-axis as well as with y-axis. So these are the some cases of direction cosines. You should remember. Next thing, if L, M, N are direction cosines, then L square plus M square plus N square का वैल्यू किसके बराबर होता है? 1 के बराबर. कहने का मतलब cos स्क्वायर अल्फा प्लस cos स्क्वायर बीटा प्लस cos स्क्वायर गामा वो किसके बराबर होना चाहिए? 1. बिकॉज वी हैव स्टडीड अर्लियर दैट L is equal to cos alpha, M is equal to cos beta and N is equal to cos gamma. If L, M, N are direction cosines of a vector, ये बात लिख लीजिएगा. If L, M, N are direction cosines of a vector, then L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 1, or we can say cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, इसकी वैल्यू किसके बराबर होगी? 1 के बराबर. So these are the some things that you have to learn about direction cosines. Okay, note it down. Next is our direction ratios. So if L, M, N are direction cosines of a vector, L, M, R are direction cosines of a vector, then there are some numbers जो कि क्या होते हैं? A, B and C such that they are proportional to L, M, N. Okay. If L, M, N are the direction cosines of a vector, then there are some numbers A, B and C such that they are proportional to L, M, N. तो यहाँ पे एक कंडीशन बनती है जिसको आप याद रखना है. डायरेक्शन रेशियोज और डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस में क्या रिलेशन होता है? तो L by A that is equal to M by B that is equal to N by C that is equal to lambda, where A, B, C are called what? Direction ratios. समझ में आया इस बात को? तो दिस इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन डायरेक्शन रेशियोज एंड डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस. ओके, अंडरस्टूड? तो डायरेक्शन रेशियोज एंड डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस आर प्रोपोर्शनल टू ईच अदर. ओके, तो L by A that is equal to M by B that is equal to N by C that is equal to lambda, that you have to remember. Okay, now see some other case. This is the first thing about direction ratio. Now second thing will become what? If we know that L by A that is equal to M by N that is equal to N by A by M by B, N by C that is equal to lambda, means L is equal to A lambda, M is equal to B lambda, and obviously N is equal to what? C lambda. तो यहाँ पे L का वैल्यू आपको A lambda मिलेगा क्योंकि ये दोनों प्रोपोर्शनल है. These are just numbers that are proportional to direction cosines. Okay, L by M that is equal to M by B that is equal to N by C that is equal to lambda, means L is equal to A lambda, M is equal to B lambda, and N is equals to C lambda. And we know the relation. If L, M, N are the direction cosines, means L square plus M square plus N square that is equal to what? 1. Okay, so what is the value of L? L is A lambda whole square plus B lambda whole square plus C lambda whole square that is equal to 1. The lambda square will come out common. It will become A square plus B square plus C square that is equal to 1. So lambda will be equal to what? Plus minus 1 upon under root of a square plus b square plus c square. तो यहां से हमने लैम्डा की वैल्यू निकाल ली और लैम्डा की वैल्यू आ रही है प्लस माइनस 1 अपॉन अंडर रूट ऑफ a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर प्लस c स्क्वायर. ओके, तो व्हाट विल बी द डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस इन टर्म्स ऑफ, what will be the direction cosines in terms of direction ratios? Okay, so direction cosines in terms of direction ratio. यहां पे एक बात नोटिस कीजिए, आपका डायरेक्शन रेशियो और डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस में रिलेशन क्या था? दैट इज L इज इक्वल टू ए लैम्डा. अब आपको किसका वैल्यू पता नहीं था? लैम्डा का वैल्यू पता नहीं था. यहाँ पे M इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? दैट इज इक्वल टू बी लैम्डा एंड N इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? सी लैम्डा. हियर लैम्डा इज अननोन एंड वी हैव फाइंड लैम्डा दैट इज इक्वल टू प्लस माइनस 1 अपॉन अंडर रूट ऑफ a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर प्लस c स्क्वायर. दिस मींस व्हाट? L is equals to a lambda means L is equal to plus minus what is the value of lambda? That is 1 upon under root of a square plus b square plus c, means it will become plus minus a upon under root of a square plus b square plus c. What M will become? M will become plus minus b upon under root of a square plus b square plus c square. Okay, what N will become? It will become plus minus c divided by under root of a square plus b square plus c square. So this is the relation between direction cosines and direction ratios. So if you know direction ratios, then you can find out direction cosines very easily. Okay, so these are the relation between direction cosines and direction ratios. So direction cosines are the angle which is made by any vector with x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, and the angles are alpha, beta, gamma, and that alpha, beta, gamma are known as what? Direction angles. उनको हम डायरेक्शन एंगल्स बोलते हैं और उनका हम लोग कॉस्ट ले लेंगे. उनका कॉस्ट लेने में हमें क्या मिलेगा? डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस. सो दैट आर कॉल्ड डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस. ओके, अब यहाँ पे बात कर रहे थे डायरेक्शन रेशियोज के बारे में. डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस में प्लीज रिमेंबर द थिंग, L स्क्वायर प्लस M स्क्वायर प्लस N स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 1 मींस cos स्क्वायर अल्फा प्लस cos स्क्वायर बीटा प्लस cos स्क्वायर गामा इज इक्वल टू 1. सेकंड थिंग इज डायरेक्शन रेशियोज आर नथिंग बट दे आर द नंबर व्हिच आर प्रोपोर्शनल टू व्हाट? डायरेक्शन कोसाइन means L by A is equal to M by B is equal to N by C is equal to lambda, and we have found the relation between direction cosine and direction ratio. Okay, let us suppose I am taking डायरेक्शन रेशियो. मैं डायरेक्शन रेशियो उसको ऐसे लिखूंगा मैं DRS, और अगर डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस लिखने होंगे तो मैं ऐसे लिखूंगा DCS. तो दिस मीन्स व्हाट? डायरेक्शन रेशियोज एंड इट इज व्हाट? डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस. If direction ratios are 3, 2, minus 1, if direction ratios are 3, 2, minus 1, what are the direction cosines? You have to find direction cosines. So direction cosine will be, first direction cosine will be L. That will be equal to plus minus 3 divided by under root of 3 square plus 2 square plus minus 1 square, means it will become plus minus 3 divided by under root of 14. 9 plus 4, 13 plus 1, 14. What is M? M will become plus minus 2 divided by under root of 3 square plus 2 square plus minus 1 square, that is equal to what? Plus minus 2 divided by under root of 14. And similarly L will become what? Plus minus minus 1 divided by under root of 14. So this is the process how to calculate direction cosines with the help of direction ratios. Okay, note it down. Next, direction ratios of a line joining 2 points. Okay, हमें ऐसी लाइन के डायरेक्शन रेशियोज निकालने जो 2 पॉइंट से मिलके बनी हो. तो हमें एक पॉइंट दिया हुआ है x1, y1, z1 और एक पॉइंट दिया हुआ है b, that is x2, y2, z2. तो मुझे क्या चाहिए? डायरेक्शन रेशियोज ऑफ ए बी लाइन. तो इस लाइन के डायरेक्शन रेशियो निकालने, तो डायरेक्शन रेशियो क्या होंगे? डायरेक्शन रेशियो विल बी x2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1, comma z2 minus z1. Okay, if you want to find the direction ratio of a line joining 2 points, then it will be given by which formula? x2 minus x1, comma y2 minus y1, comma z2 minus z1. So this is the formula to calculate direction ratio if 2 points are given. Okay, note it down. Some important points I am writing down. First point is, if r vector is equals to ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. I am writing some important points that you have to remember in case of direction cosines and direction ratios. If r vector is ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap, है ना, and if we want to calculate direction cosines, then L will be equal to plus minus a upon magnitude of r. Okay, magnitude of r is equal to what? Under root of a square plus b square plus c square. What is m? M will be equal to plus minus b upon under root of, magnitude of r, and n will be also become plus minus c upon magnitude of r. तो यहां से हम तीनों डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस को कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. सेकेंड पॉइंट, डायरेक्शन ratios and direction cosines of two parallel vectors are same. इस बात को आप ध्यान रखें. डायरेक्शन रेशियोज एंड डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस ऑफ टू पैरेलल वेक्टर्स आर ऑलवेज सेम. ये भी एक इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. नेक्स्ट बात जो आपको ध्यान रखनी है, next thing that you have to remember is okay, point number third, if L1 comma M1 comma M1 and L2 comma M2 comma N2 are direction cosines of two concurrent lines are direction cosines of two concurrent line, then the direction cosines of the line bisecting the angle between them will be of the form L1 plus minus L2, M1 plus minus M2 and N1 plus minus N2. Okay, you should remember this point. If L1 comma M1 comma N1 and L2 M2 N2 are direction cosines of two concurrent line, you know concurrent line means point of intersection is same, then the direction cosines of the line bisecting the angle between them is of the form L1 plus minus L2, M1 plus minus M2 and N1 plus minus N2. Fourth, if L1 comma L2 comma L3, if L1 comma L2 comma N3 and L1 comma M1 comma N1 and L2 comma M2 comma N2 are direction cosines of two lines, then angle between them is given by what? Cos theta, that is equal to L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 divided by under root of L1 square plus M1 square plus M1 square multiplied by L2 square plus M2 square plus N2 square. So if you want to calculate the angle between two lines that are having the direction cosines as L1 M1 N1 and L2 M2 N2, then it is given by cos theta is equals to L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 divided by under root of L1 square plus M1 square plus N1 square into under root of L2 square plus M2 square plus N2 square. Okay. Next point that you have to remember. Point number 5. If they are perpendicular, तो cos 90 that is equal to what? cos 90 किसके बराबर होता है? 0. अगर परपेंडिकुलर है तो दोनों के बीच का एंगल कितना होगा? 90. और cos 90 किसके बराबर होता है? 0. क्योंकि दोनों के बीच का एंगल कितना होगा? थीटा, और थीटा हमारे पास कितना हो जाएगा? 90. तो ये चीज कितनी हो जाएगी? 0. तो cos 90 इज इक्वल टू 0. इसका मीन्स L1 L2 प्लस M1 M2 प्लस N1 N2 ये किसके बराबर होगा? 0. 6. इफ दे आर पैरेलल, अगर वो पैरेलल होंगे देन क्या मिलेगी कंडीशन? L1 अपॉन L2 इज इक्वल टू M1 अपॉन M2 इज इक्वल टू N1 अपॉन N2. तो इस कंडीशन को आप ध्यान रखें. देयर आर टू कंडीशन. इफ द लाइन्स और वेक्टर्स आर परपेंडिकुलर देन L1 L2 प्लस M1 M2 प्लस M1 N2 इज इक्वल टू 0. इफ दे आर पैरेलल देन L1 अपॉन L2 इज इक्वल टू M1 अपॉन M2 दैट इज इक्वल टू N1 upon N2. So these are the some properties related to direction ratios and direction cosines, and these are very important properties because whole chapter is based on these properties. Okay, so you should remember these properties, otherwise you will face difficulty in solving the questions of direction cosines and direction ratios. Note it down. So we have studied direction cosines and direction ratios in three-dimensional geometry. Now we will do some questions on direction cosines and direction ratios. Okay, write down the question. Question number 1. A line OP through origin is inclined at an angle of 30 degree and 45 degree with OX and OY. Find the angle, या हम बोल सकते हैं find the inclination of the line with OZ. Okay, this is your question. Question is, a line OP through origin is inclined at an angle of 30 degree and 45 degree with OX and OY. Find the inclination of the line with OZ. Okay, just remind direction cosines. Direction cosines are cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma. इसको हम ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं, L is equal to cos alpha, M is equal to cos beta, N is equal to cos gamma, and we know the property. What is the property? That is L square plus M square plus N square. That is equal to what? 1. Similarly, we can say cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equals to what? 1. These alpha, beta, gamma are the direction angles, and the cos of that angles is called direction cosines. Okay. So first of all, we will calculate what? A line OP through origin is inclined at an angle of 30 degree and 45 degree with OX and OY. Means this line OP is making 30 degree angle with OX. Means we have given L, that is equal to cos alpha, that is equal to cos 30 degree, that is equal to what is cos 30? That is root 3 by 2. Okay. Similarly, M is equal to what? Cos beta, that is equal to cos 45 degree, that is equal to what? 1 by root 2. Similarly, you have to find what? N. N is your cos gamma, that we don't know. आपको N के बारे में पता नहीं है या gamma के बारे में पता नहीं है. Okay, so we can use the property. Which property? Cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, that is equal to 1. What is cos square alpha? Cos square alpha is what? Root 3 by 2 whole square. It will become root 3 by 2 whole square. Similarly, 1 by root 2 whole square plus cos square gamma, that is equal to what? 1. It will become 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. So cos square gamma is equal to 1. So cos square gamma, that will be equal to 1 minus 3 by 4 1 plus 1 by 2. It will become what? 2 by 4. So 5 by 4. Okay. So it will become what? 1 minus 5 by 4. So cos square gamma, that is equal to what? Minus 1 by 4. Cos square gamma is equal to minus 1 by 4. Is it possible? No, it is not possible, because square of any quantity cannot be equal to negative. Or we can say that like this, n square is equal to minus 1 by 4. This is also not possible. Hence, there is no such line which is making angle 30 degree, 45 degree and what? N square is equal to minus 4. Okay, so this line is not possible. This line is not possible because square of any quantities cannot be equal to negative quantity. Okay, note it down. Write down the next topic. In next topic we are studying equation of lines. Now we will study the topic equation of lines. In first type we will study equation of a line. Equation of a line passing through a point A, that is A vector, passing through a point A and parallel to a given vector, वो आपको वेक्टर क्या दिया हुआ है? B vector. Okay, so first category of equation of line is equation of a line passing through a point A, that is A vector, and parallel to a given vector, that is B vector. I am drawing the diagram. अगर हम डायग्राम देखें तो किस तरीके से होगा? This is my what? This is my point A. This is my point P. This is my point O. I am giving it like this. Position vector, that is R vector. हम इसको नाम देते हैं, that is what? This is our A vector. इसको हमने नाम दे दिया A vector. हम एक वेक्टर बना रहे हैं, that is what? B vector. Okay, that is parallel to what? AP. B vector is parallel to AP. So here this is OP vector is R vector. OA vector is what? A vector. So we will follow the triangle law of vector addition. So triangle law of vector addition is what? Triangle law of vector addition is OA vector plus AP vector is equals to OP vector. According to triangle law of vector addition, what will happen? OA vector plus AP vector, that is equal to what? OP vector. So what is OA vector? OA vector is our what? A vector. Plus what is AP vector? What is AP vector? AP is parallel to what? B vector. So we can write it like this. AP vector is equal to what? Lambda times of B vector. Remember one thing, both the vectors are collinear or parallel. So AP vector is equal to what? Lambda times of B vector. So substitute the value of AP vector here. So AP vector is what? Lambda times of B vector. That is equal to OP vector. What is OP vector? OP vector is your R vector. So it will become R is equals to A vector plus lambda times of B vector. So this is the vector form of the line. This is the vector form of the line. We will study two forms in every line. First is your vector form and second is your Cartesian form. So this is what? This is the vector form of the line which is passing through a point A and parallel to a given vector, that is B vector. So answer will be R is equal to A plus lambda B. The point which is from which the line is passing is A point and the parallel vector is your B vector. Okay. Second type. In this we will study second case. What is second case? Second case is your Cartesian form. Okay. Second form is your Cartesian form, and if you want to find the Cartesian form, then always you have to take R vector is equal to what? Xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Okay. Always remember this thing, that if you want to find the Cartesian form of any line, then you have to take R vector is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Okay. Your A vector will become, this is the point through which the line is passes, that will become x1 cap plus y1 j cap. Okay. Plus z1 k cap. A vector आपका क्या होगा? That is x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. Your B vector will be what? B vector will be become A I cap plus B j cap plus C k cap. Okay. Now we will substitute all these values in the equation. R vector is equal to A plus lambda B. What is your R vector? R vector is x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. That is equal to what? A vector. What is your A vector? A vector is x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap plus lambda times of what? Lambda times of this b vector. What is your b vector? It is ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. Okay, because this is a parallel vector, we can take it ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. Now we will compare both the vectors. Here the coefficient of I cap is what? X. Here the coefficient is what? I cap is x1 plus lambda a. So this means what? X is equal to what? X is equal to x1 plus lambda a. Similarly, what will y become? Y will become y1 plus lambda a. Similarly, what z will become? Z will become z1 plus lambda a. So these are the three values. X is equal to x1 plus lambda a. Y is equal to y1 plus lambda a, and z is equal to z1 plus lambda a. So we can find the value of lambda from all the three cases. What it comes out to be? Let's see. It will become x minus x1 divided by a, that is equal to y minus y1 upon b, that is equal to z minus z1 divided by c. This is the value of lambda from all the three cases: x minus x1 upon a, y minus y1 upon b, and z minus z1 upon c. These are the values of lambda. Okay, now we will write it like this: x minus x1 upon a, that is equal to y minus y1 upon b, that is equal to z minus z1 upon c. So this is the equation of line in Cartesian form. The point which is it is passing it s1 y1 z1, and the direction ratios are a, b and c. If you want to assume any point on this line, if you want to assume any point, write down the property. If we want to assume any point on this line, then it will become x1 plus lambda a, comma y1 plus lambda b, comma z1 plus lambda c. Always you can assume this point, any general point on this line. Okay, so this is a line which is passing through a point A and parallel to a given vector, that is b vector. Note it down. So this is the second part in equation of, this is the first part in equation of line. Now we will study second part in equation of line. Okay. Every line will have one vector form and one Cartesian form. Okay. Write down the next topic. Equation of a line passing through two given points. Okay, हमें दो points दिए हुए, one is A point and other one is B point. I am drawing the diagram to show you. Okay, this is your R vector, this is your what? This is your B vector, this is your A vector. Joining this line, this is point A, this is point B, and this is point P. Okay, this is your origin. So equation of line which is passing through two given points, that is A point and B point. We will write the equation of this point. This point is what? This point is your x2, y2, z2. This point is your x1, y1, z1, and R what we take? We take it x, y, z. Okay. In this case you can see that AP is equals to lambda times of AB. We can write it down. AP is equal to what? AB vector is equal to lambda times of AB vector, because both are collinear. यहाँ पे AP और AB दोनों आपस में क्या collinear, तो we can write it like this: AB vector is equal to lambda times of AB vector. What is AP vector? AP vector is what? OP vector minus OA vector, that is equal to lambda times of what? Lambda times of OB vector minus OA vector. Okay. What is OP vector? OP vector is the position vector. OP vector is the position vector of what? OP, that is equal to what? R vector. Minus what is OA vector? OA vector is the position vector of OA, that is what? A vector. That is equal to lambda times of OB vector. OB vector is your position vector of this line. What is the position vector of this line? It is your B vector minus similarly A vector. So it will become what? It will become R vector is equals to A times plus lambda times vector B minus vector A. So this is the vector form of the line which is passing through two given points. that points are A vector and B vector, means you can say that the points are x1, y1, z1, and second point is your x2, y2, z2. So this is the vector form of the line which is passing through two given points. Okay. Now we will write down the Cartesian form of this. Now we will write down the Cartesian form of this, because every line is having two types of form. First is your vector form and second is your Cartesian form. For Cartesian form, we have to take r vector is equal to what? R vector is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap, and similarly your A vector will become what? x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, and B vector is your what? B vector is your x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap. Now we will substitute all the values in vector form. So it will become what? It will become xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Okay, that is equal to what is your A vector? A vector is your x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap plus lambda times of, okay, listen, lambda times of what is B minus A? B vector minus A vector means you are subtracting these two vectors, B vector minus A vector. So what is your B vector? It is x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap minus x1 I cap minus x1 y1 j cap minus z1 k cap. So it will become what? It will become x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap plus it will become z2 minus z1 k cap. Okay, this is your B vector minus A vector. Now we will compare the coefficient of both sides. Here the coefficient of I cap is what? X. What is the coefficient of here I cap? That is x1 plus lambda times of x2 minus x1. So we will equate the coefficient of I cap in both the equation. So it will become what? X is equal to x1 plus lambda times of x2 minus x1. Similarly, we can compare the coefficient of j cap also. It will become y is equals to y1 plus lambda times of y2 minus y1. Similarly, z is equals to z1 plus lambda times of z2 minus z1. So these three are the coefficient of I cap, j cap and k cap. We will find the values of lambda in all the three cases and equate them. Then we will get the Cartesian equation of a line which is passing through two given points. So what will it become? It will become x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1, that is the value of lambda. Similarly, y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1, that is the value of lambda. Similarly, z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1. These three are the value of lambda. Now we will equate the values of lambda in all the three cases. We will get the Cartesian equation. So what is the equation? It will become x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, that is equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1. Similarly, it will become z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1. So this is the Cartesian form of the line. This is the Cartesian form of the line which is passing through two given points x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2. Remember one thing, in the first case we have studied that in place of x2 minus x1 there is A, in case of y2 minus y1 there is B, and in case of z2 minus z1 there was C. And we have studied these things. If a line is passing through 2 points, that is x1, y1, z1, and second point is x2, y2, z2, then the direction ratios are given by what? x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. When we compare this equation with the first case, both are same. Okay, note it down.